diesel engine consists of fuel injector, engine cylinder, piston rings, connecting rod, crankshaft, crankcase, flywheel, diesel tank, diesel filter, inlet and outlet valve.
Cylinder, its name only indicates that it's a cylindrical component, shaped component in which the fuel combustion takes place. It's usually made from the grey cast iron or steel alloy. It withstands the higher pressure and the temperature inside the cylinder due to the combustion of the fuel takes place.
Piston is the cylindrical component that fits tightly inside the cylinder. The primary functions of the piston includes it compresses the charge during the compression stroke. It receives the force or the impulse produced during the combustion and transfers the force to the crankshaft through the connecting rod. It acts as a guide or a supporting member to the upper end of the connecting rod, and it acts as the carrier for the piston rings that is used to seal the combustion chamber and the crankcase. The piston is usually made up of alloy,
Aluminum alloy.
of the cast iron or aluminum.
This is the crankshaft. Its one end is connected to the connecting rod and the another end is connected to the shaft. It transmits the power developed by the engine through the flywheel.
Fuel injector. Fuel injector is a part of the compression ignition engine which is used to inject the meterized quantity of diesel into engine cylinder during the compression stroke.
Valves. There are two valves for each cylinder. One is an inlet valve, other is an exhaust valve. Fresh air enters into the engine cylinder through the inlet valves, while the burnt gases are discharged to the atmosphere through the exhaust valves.
This is the connecting rod. It connects piston and the crankshaft. And this is the flywheel. It is the heavy wheel. It is mounted on the crankshaft to maintain the uniform rotation of the crankshaft. And crankcase is the lower part of the engine. It encloses the crankshaft and it also acts as the sump for the lubricating oil. The working of the force of diesel engine begins with the suction stroke. At the beginning of the suction stroke, the piston is towards the top dead center. It is about to move towards the bottom dead center. At this instant, the inlet valve is open and the outlet valve is closed. The downward movement of the piston creates suction in the cylinder, due to which air from the atmosphere enters into the cylinder through the inlet valve. When the piston reaches towards the bottom dead center, the inlet valve is closed and this ends the suction stroke. In this stroke, the crankshaft rotates 180 degrees and makes half revolution. The energy required for the crankshaft rotation piston movement is taken from the battery. Compression stroke. During compression stroke, piston moves from VDC to VDC and the both inlet and exhaust valve remains closed. When the piston moves upwards, a gas in the cylinder gets compressed, due to which the pressure and temperature of the gas increases. When piston is about to reach the TDC, a quantity of diesel oil is injected in the form of fine spray into the hot compression air through fuel injector. Since the combustion of fuel takes at a constant pressure, so this four-stroke engine is also called as constant pressure cycle engine.
Power stroke. During the power stroke, both the valves remains closed. As the combustion of the fuel takes place, burnt gases expands a large force on the piston, causing the piston to move from TDC to VDC. TDC to BDC. As the piston moves from TDC to BDC, the force is transmitted to crankshaft through the connecting rod, causing the crankshaft to rotate at a high speed. Then the crankshaft transmits the force to the clutches, gears, chains to turn the wheels of the vehicle, causing it to move. Since the power and the working is produced by the engine in the stroke, it is known as a power stroke or working stroke. Also, expansion of gases takes place in the stroke, hence it is known as expansion stroke.
Towards the end of the expansion stroke, the outlet valve opens while the inlet valve remains closed. A part of the burnt gases due to their own expansion escapes out of the engine cylinder through the exhaust valve. The exhaust stroke begins when the piston starts moving from BDC to TDC. The energy for this stroke is supplied by the flywheel which it had absorbed in the power stroke. As the piston moves upwards, it forces the remaining burnt gases to the atmosphere through the exhaust valve. When the piston reaches TDC, the exhaust valve closes and the working cycle is completed. In the next cycle, the piston starts moving from TDC to BDC. The inlet valve opens, allowing the fresh air from the atmosphere into the engine cylinder. And the process working cycle is completed when the crankshaft rotates through 720 degree or 2 revolutions. This completes the working of 4-stroke diesel engine.